I've been to what is considered a law school in Barbados, and that put me in a mindset where I will not let anybody dictate what are my goals and what I would like to achieve in life. So the usual societal norms I have turned around for the better and for myself. I'm very proud and happy that I've finally become an attorney at law in Barbados.
Look, you have dark, and good and have evil.
Because it's a different generation, it's a different kind of stereotype generation.
I saw a lot of things at, I would say, trauma.
In the heat of the moment, the adrenaline, I had so much things, I had so much to lose at that time.
Time to change, man. Time to turn around. Time to turn around.
Growing up as a child, I would say that I was raised as a tomboy. I was raised among many boys, and I was like the second girl in the group. Um, we used to go to the beach every Saturday. That was our ritual. And then every Sunday you have to go to church, or else uncle would, my cousins will get that reference. Also, we used to watch a lot of wrestling. Also, we act out the wrestling on each other. I know they used to say don't try it at home, but we used to try it at home for sure. Um, there were times, yeah, we had the typical like traditional childhood, running boat, riding bicycle, um, being barefooted, climbing mango trees, um, throwing rocks to pick the mangoes, you know. So I would say I had a fun-filled childhood. It was like I could say a rough upbringing because I was like a tomboy, being around so many boys. And I could share a story with my favorite cousin Joel, which I used to call him Jojo. A time we was pretending to be ATVs. We were on ATVs because we always used to say we would get our license and everything together growing up. And the apartment that's next door to us was at the foundation stage. So me and my cousin was just up there pretending we really in on the foundation, and here I go just jumping off like I really in off of the foundation. As soon as I jump off, I land straight from a nail. I know I had so many nail drops when I was a child, and that was the one that I could remember like yesterday. And I laughed at the nail, and I look at myself, I was like, Joe. I said, Joe, look. I hollow out. I had to literally lift up my leg and pull my foot off of the nail. And I had to run, well, not run, I had to hop in by my uncle Anthony. And as usual, when he ever see an injury or anything, he can just throw, alcohol or anything, surgical alcohol on it, and you got bear the pain. So that is my childhood in a nutshell. And other things that I would say that was instrumental in my growth as a youth was my family is very large, so we will always like go to like St. Martin and do like camping or any like beach house vacations together. And we will always be, yeah, consider like close, we'll be always close to God and always pray and be that close knit family and always look out for each other. So we will always have like any trips like that together as a family to grow closer as a family. Our Uncle Sherman will always take us to fishing anytime we go to St. Martin or either Bathsheba. And we will also go on hikes and, just be together as a family, laughing and, praying as a family as well. being together, and any like Independence Day or Christmas Day, we'll have the different luncheons, and it just be like a togetherness. Even like if we have we will say family, friends, we will invite others to be a part of our family as well. We are very welcoming. And I say from that, from growing up as well, I would say that I've developed like traits of like, I believe that family is very, very, very important. I would say that having persons in your life that will be supportive in your like dreams and ambitions is very important. That's what I learned growing up, being like with a close knit family, having to look out for each other and being together most of the time. And also another thing that I would say was I learned as a child, um, growing up, you had to share. Whatever you had, you could have an apple, a biscuit, you had to break it and you had to share it with your cousin. Anything that was taught by my uncle, also Uncle Anthony. Anything he had, and it could be the last thing, you have to share it with your cousin or whoever it is. I wasn't hard up, as people say, to school. I actually like to be educated, but what I don't like is I guess, the whole institution of school. Because by the time I had finished, I was ready to leave secondary school, and I was ready to um, go on and learn some more. So I was always interested in reading. I love reading, and it made sense because I'm an attorney today. And the only thing that I hated a lot and still do to till this day is math. Not good at math, but life is like that. Some things you gotta be good at. Some things you don't be good at. Anyhow, I never had difficulties with being at school. Like I used to be interested in learning more. I'm a very curious person. So I like to be open minded. I don't like to be closed off. I know I just learn things every day. Um and that's just how it is. I'm I may have a bachelor's degree in law or whatever, but I don't think I know everything. I still have to learn as I grow or older. Being at, as you would say, a lower school, I remember a time where there was a career showcase. The school will always conduct a career showcase every, I don't know how many years, but for every first to third year, or fourth or fifth year, so that they would have some sort of idea of what they want to do in the future for themselves and so on. So, and at this career showcase, I've been to the different booths. There was the police, the fire service. There were someone, people from the like different banks. There were nurses. There were polytechnic and the different tertiary institutions. And I remember going around to the different booths, and I've been to this particular booth. It was a bank. I'm not gonna call the name, but I was having a conversation with the person, and they asked me what I want to be, and I told them I want to be an attorney. I want to be a lawyer, and the person was like, "You want to be a lawyer, but you could be, you could, because where you going to school and stuff, you could be a teller. You could do this. You could do that. Maybe you shouldn't, you know." And I was like taken aback. I was like, this man really telling me what I should be. And I from there I used that as fuel to my ambition to like really push myself and say, I can't let somebody tell me or dictate what I should be. I was always a focused youth, and I always premise myself on never giving up. And I never let that derail me from what I want to be.
Kellyanne is a little girl She went into school at 3.5 at St. Matthew's Primary School. And we took her in the morning. I can't remember what day it was, but I know it was September. They go back when they go back after the vacation. And she was going down with her brothers and cousins and stuff, excited. When Kellyanne went in, when the call in, they let her line up on her own. She brother went over by his junior section. She went over by the nursery. I was lining up like she was a part of the children. And from there, Kellyanne went into the class like she was a part of there. So I said, good, Goni, good. No problems at all. Because she really wanted to go to school. And from there, one or two, when I was walking back up the road, one of the parents asked me, your daughter ain't cry at all? I said, no, because she don't want to go to school. So she other cousins there, so that's how she was going to go into school and stuff. So she ain't gonna cry. And that went on for the whole week. She didn't cry. She said, well, she might cry tomorrow. I said, that ain't true. Not she. So she was going in for the whole week comfortable and everything. And I think when she went through that stage then, from the nursery right through, but particularly when she was going to set her 11 plus, a teacher came to me. I came up for her evening. And a teacher came to me, one of her teachers came to me and said, your daughter is very talented and she's going to be bright. I said, I know, right? And then from there, the lady said she was doing math. I think she was doing up math or something on the board. And one of the boys was talking in the back. And Kellyanne raised her hand or stand up and said, "What do want to learn? What do want to shut up?" Right? And that hit me. I said, see, this girl is going to do well.
What kept me focused, or I should say, what gave me the traits of being focused and never giving up would be the fact that I was a former boxer. I was boxing from the time I was 8. I got into boxing because of my family, my close-knit family, which is my brother, Ricardo Blackman, and my junior, and my father, Ricardo Blackman Sr.
I remember when Kellyanne started boxing
Right.
and she had her first fight. I was more nervous than even anybody.
Yeah, that's
Like-
that's another thing that Harry when
I always
because
fear
me,
Kellyanne
me he
boxing.
was become now the boxing and thing with school. So we decided now she did blue fight, and I mean like even it was more nerves than when again the ring to fight.
But for a fight, I'd be extra nervous. But
Very
to see
nervous.
my sister fighting,
That thing like
I can
I
function.
I mean,
can
I demand
function
that
well, like-
when I go in the corner with Ricardo, I be got my head on. I able to tell he where Ricardo or did what to do. You understand? If we see he behind, I know what to tell he to do. But I mean, I actually me and he in her corner, and we like
I freeze up.
we like we know what to do.
I
We
freeze
know
up.
what to say.
I don't know what to tell she.
We don't know what to
I
tell she
don't know.
because we were so like I mean like it's a completely different thing. Okay, we per se boy man we have a boxing, but now you know he baby sister my princess we have a daughter. You know what I mean? She boxing, and you know what I mean. And we saying we what she get do, she go and get hurt, and we study before we study all everything. You know like just what I say.
That was one of the most nervous feelings I
Right.
ever had. in my
But
life.
then, as usual, she got the Blackman blood in she, you know what I mean? So she showed me that she ready for it.
And my mother was always supportive also in the boxing for the family. So from there, from being at school, and then I used to always go to training after school. So like I would be at school. I also had an extra curriculum, which would be going to the gym on evenings. Every evening I would be training. I used to train at the National Stadium with Coach Gary Boyne. And from there, being in boxing, I would say boxing makes you focus. It makes you fit, of course, all-rounded fit. It gives you a strong mind of never giving up. Because there are times you'll be challenging, you'll be tired, you will think that this isn't for me or whatever, but boxing would make you mentally fit, I would say, mentally and physically fit. So from there, I would say that is what gave me the trait of never giving up and always, fighting. People will look at me and say, and underestimate me and say, well, you're a boxer? Like, they'd be surprised and be like, you're a boxer? What you could do, you real skinny, you real bony. You know how businesses be sometimes. So I just used to laugh at that and say, well, you got different weight classes, so and I'm very skilled as well. I've been doing it for years. I'm very experienced, so I'm not scared to get in the ring with anyone. So that also built my confidence as well. So I never used to take on the serious. I just used to laugh it off. I'm a very jovial person. By nature, my friends will know me, my family will know me. I like to laugh, so I could say that I take skin. Don't mind I'm skinny, but I take skin. But yeah, I would just laugh it off and never like take it on. I would just go training, punchy bites. I don't love hand pad real bad. I still miss it to this day. People were telling me I should start back, but we'll see. I have 5 fights only, but that's because of I was always below my my required weight because I was to fight at like 45 kgs, but I used to always struggle with gaining weight or whatever. So I started being in the ring at like a late stage. So that's why I only had like 5 fights. So I have fought Mary Fraser. I know everybody knows Mary Fraser. She used to run. She was athlete and also a boxer. So I fought her my first fight and I won that. Second fight we fought and I lost, so we're even. I fought a a girl named Precious at Springer School and I won that fight as well. Then the fourth fight I have fought, I can't remember the girl's name, but I had lost. Then my last fight um was in Guyana. There was the Caribbean um, competition in Guyana at that time. But I have fought a Guyanese boxer and I had won gold from my country. I was very, very proud of myself. When I got home to back to Barbados, I was a little disappointed to not see like any media coverage of the boxers just won gold for their country and around independence time as well. It was a very important moment for me in my career, but that caused me to lose like interest in boxing and lose focus in boxing. Not only that, also I was starting my career in law and so on, so I needed to focus more on that more than boxing. So I had to put boxing on the wayside. Some of the traits that you will have to consider to be a criminal lawyer or lawyer in general is to, I would say, remain focused. You have to read a lot, keep updated with the cases, keep updated with the new legislation that's out. You can't be stagnant. Um, you have to be in a fast-paced environment. You gotta be able to juggle different things and also still be able to be at your best and still be a professional. I would say also take care of yourself. Like I had said earlier, I believe that family is very important. I have a lot of positive males in my family that will guide my male cousins and my brothers and so on. I could speak for my brother as an example. He has our father in his life, and from the time he was going to law school, all his life through boxing, he had his father there to guide him, and that resulted in a positive outcome for his life. I don't only focus on being a lawyer, I also have a second baby. I would consider myself a law entrepreneur. And that's something I made it in law school because I was a part of the magazine society, also in UE at UE. Right. So I have a business called You Go Treats 246, and this is um based on selling alcoholic treats for like parties, cruises, bus crawls, what any event that is entertainment or whatever personal entertainment. And it is jello shots that I sell, drunken gummy bears, and liquor sucker bubbies. I usually sell them to parties, cruises, bus crawls, and any events, garden events, and so on. My business slogan is adult treats and sweets. So I got that idea based on my childhood, your childhood treats. So sucker bubbies was always a childhood treat. And also the gummy bears and jello would have been a childhood treat. And always remember to drink responsibly. So, from my experience, my journey, from a child to a teenager to 27, I could say as an adult now, right? So, what I learned to always have respect for the older folks. I learned about being mannerly, whenever you pass a group of persons, anybody, I learned to always say good evening, good morning. That never strayed from me till this day. I uh, always come across as a mannerly person. Be mindful of the friends you keep, the company you keep. Have quality friends and don't focus on the quantity of friends.
I feel so proud of my daughter today now. From going from St. Matthew's to Parkinson School, I get a lot of feedback. People saying, Parkinson this and Parkinson that, but that's a school. You have to go and learn. I always teach my children, both Ricarda and Kelly, in no matter what school you go to, that you go and learn, right? And they took that from me from small until now. And I feel really proud of her because encouragement, as she said, God, you put God first in everything you do. When she was overseas in Trinidad, we used to talk constantly on the phone. And I used to pray, like, because but she doing law is difficult. You gotta do a lot of reading. So I used to pray with her on the phone, and sometimes she would be crying and stuff like that. I said, okay, I know, can't give up. Keep praying. God could pull you through anything. And so say, so done. I would advise any parent that have children that have difficulty with their kids, like doing that academic or anything like that there, put God first. God will bring you through with anything with your children. And it works for me, it could work for anybody.
What I also learned is to always be a hard worker. I would say that my main motto in life is that hard work beats talent.
The look you have dark, and good and have evil.
Because there's a different generation, there's a different kind of stereotype generation.
I saw a lot of things at, I would say, trauma.
In the heat of the moment, the adrenaline, I had so much things, I had so much to lose at that time.
Time to change, man. Time to turn around. Time to turn around.